Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to discuss about a match between India versus Kuwait. It's a pre-match tactical discussion, you could say. If you see the tactics, the formations of Kuwait, it's more like 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 formations. So basically, judging by the precise positions and the formations, we can understand that 4-3-3 and 4-2-3-1s are those type of formations where Kuwait, exactly to be honest, are centrally very much solid. Like penetrating Kuwait in the midfield zone in centrally, it's not an easy task, to be honest, because centrally they are overloaded, so they are not gonna give you any kind of options on spaces to work on it. And that wing positions are pretty key factor for them because they always push their wings in such a manner so that all kind of attacks are coming from width inside the box, and that's their key factor. And another thing which actually most intriguing about that part is their transitions play. They always try to keep in proper shape. Maintaining a shape at this situation is a pretty discipline that you need to do. And on the other hand, their transitions from attack to defense, from defense to attack, their transitions are so smooth, so fluid. And they are always try to grab the ball in the opponent's attacking midfield so that they can acquire some scores from there on. The interesting matter of fact is there are some weaknesses as well. Like, it's not possible that every team would come up with invincibility, right? There are some flaws, there are some errors, which actually India can capitalize. And if we see the formations of India, that actually matches in a very good way. India's formation is mostly 4-3-3 formations. And as I've said, that Kuwait loves to use their wings to bring out all the attacks. So the side backs of India would have a very, very key factor to maneuver the reverse attack or the counter attack by getting the spaces behind the wings of them. That is a very point. Second of all, Kuwaits are vulnerable and susceptible to some of the things. Like when they are heavily pressed by the opponent, they used to crumble. That's another key factor. And when they are in deep trouble, they always rely on the long balls, which is not a good for a builder. So that's a huge error. Another thing is for India, which is a good thing, that Kuwait doesn't have any creative midfielder that creates a ball from the midfield zone and passing through the defenses like a very through needle and the thread. That is not there. That is what they're lacking. India have an immense amount of good creative midfielders who can work on that and creating a lot of spaces in between and using the backspace area that exactly the wingers of Kuwait would be left out will be occupied easily. And another thing is Kuwaits are pretty slow in the counter attack. Like when they are facing the counter attack, they are not so much strong enough, not so much pacey, not so much well disciplined, and that's what India could utilize. And another thing that actually India can capitalize, that is their strongly built defense line. Usually nowadays India has try to prepare the ball or try to create the ball from the defense line and create it with using the wing backs and using the central midfield zone. So always India would try to go for the spaces in between the wings from the Kuwait that could be exploited, and along with that the creative midfielders might create some small patches of spaces in between the defense and the midfield line where they can acquire more and more footballs, where wingers are also taken into consideration. So if you consider that there are fair amount of chances of India to actually get a good score against Kuwait if we can utilize them. All India needs to work on that Kuwait's transitions. India really need to actually very much careful about the transitions because they are very, very smooth from defense to attack. Their wingers, if we can able to capitalize the wingers attack and utilize it according to our own, there will be lots of spaces for our own wingers to attack that zone and create some really pitch of a pass or even a cross for our players to head in, kick in or shoot in the central zone. And obviously centrally overloaded Kuwait could be a difficult task to penetrate through the central point. So wing and the side wing positions could be a key factor for India to create all kind of chances. So India's creative midfielder, India's wing backs and India's defense line could be a key factor to fetch some good points for the World Cup qualifiers. I hope you really enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for joining. See you in the next video. Bye bye.